Praise God, bro.
YouTube, what's going on? How y'all doing? Look, we back. We back again with another Brittany Renner, Andrew Tate, this lady in the middle, Just Pearly Things video. Now, apparently, this part of the video is gonna be Brittany Renner asking for some advice, man. In the comments, they said we should keep on watching these videos, so we here. They said you gotta watch more of these, so here's more. I'm actually very interested on what she about to ask and what advice he's about to give. Side note, what shirt is that, man? Let's get it though. I want to see what advice he about to give, and I want to see what she's gonna say, ask, and I want to see if she accepts the advice or if she just spits it back at him and doesn't accept the advice and like battles what he has to say. Cause for some reason on these podcasts, it's like people get advice, men and women, they get advice, and they like give 100 excuses or reasons why it doesn't or wouldn't work or why it's wrong or something. About. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so to all the viewers out there, including myself, right? You live life. There's gray area. You live and you fucking learn, right? So where the fuck do we go from here? So do I play the shame game where everybody walks away a fucking loser? Because I can do that. I've beat myself up my entire life for every decision I've ever made. Right? It got me nowhere. No. So I value myself. I see the world differently through a series of events, right?
So I know, man. I was just in the gym yesterday and a video of Brittany Renner came across my, because I had my YouTube playlist on. I was listening to something, man. And the video came across and the title was crazy. So I clicked on it and it was Brittany Renner, and she was like telling the truth about some of her stuff from her life. And I was like, damn. I respect the authenticity brought Brittany Renner. I wouldn't advise my daughter to grow up and be like this person right here, but the authenticity though, I respect it. Not gonna lie to you.
So what the fuck comes next? Because that's where I'm confused, right? Because I'm not. It's like if it's not like gifted to you, like even in your situation, like your dad provided you a life that like so many people would kill for, like you know what I mean?
Her pops was a millionaire.
That's why it's like. It sucks because the reason I hate these conversations is because it's never about like empathy. Do I understand the scales and how someone may view you for this, that, and the third? Okay, but moving forward, then what? So okay, so I'm just gonna, like I said, make it about myself. I'm 30, single, mom. My fucking checkered past is all over Instagram. You know what I mean? I have people like you. She's a hoe. She's literally known for this. Okay. So what would be your advice to people like me then?
But I don't believe in grey area. I believe black and white. So
okay, well that's unfortunate because there's gray.
I don't believe in grey area.
There's gray.
Notice one thing though. Everything she said, she put herself in this situation. Everything that she's asking advice on, she put herself. These were all avoidable. She said she's single, 30, single mom. These is all the consequences of her actions. You see what I'm saying? But she be standing on it though, so like I said, I respect her authenticity. Feel me?
Do you know what? I'm gonna answer. I mean, I just think there's consequences for your decisions, and I just think like.
Didn't I just say that? I just said that.
To be like lower your standards, like that, because I just think there's gonna be consequences for putting promiscuous stuff on the internet.
Okay.
And you probably won't get the guy that you could have got at 22.
I just said that.
Do you know what, sister?
It wasn't meant to be then.
Do you know what I'll tell you? I would say, because I'm 30 and I'm single out of
I want to see what Andrew has to say.
Not because I was a hoe and I was doing whatever. People can't call me that. I made a bad decision to be with somebody that hurt me a lot, and I stayed for 5 years. I came out super late. And do you know what I realized? What I learned is that I know now that I have to be selective and I have to think. If me taking longer to get to that stage is what it takes, then that's what it takes. You accept your future, you accept everything with gratitude, because as long as you're breathing, that's the most important thing. At least you've got your child.
She basically not saying anything. She's saying she making it sound good. She pretty much saying you got to deal with it, try to be the happiest you can. She not really giving any genuine actual advice. She's just giving the makeup. And that's why you typically don't want to get advice, you know what I'm saying? I ain't know her trying to be no misogynist, whatever, but I personally would get advice from, man, for real. Because you see how she giving that advice? She not really giving her no game. She's saying, kiss, cheek, kiss on the cheek. You know what I'm
I
saying?
am not afraid because I know
She
the
ain't
quality
really
of
saying
woman
no
that I am. I
solid
know my value regardless of
answers.
whether I'm
Like, she not
30,
saying
40,
nothing.
50.
She just,
You
that's why
understand?
she's talking so
you
much.
Don't be afraid by other people's time limits and limitations and all of these things because it actually doesn't matter. And I'll tell you why.
No, but your value goes down as you get
no,
older.
that's according to you.
No, but I'm saying to men, and
No,
you have to understand.
I'll tell you
And you could tell she kind of nah, we ain't know her trying to pick nobody apart.
And you have to understand your buyer.
I'll tell you why. Because since Mr. Andrew Tate explained something about status, I understand very well what that actually means. And as a woman, the quality and the value that I hold for myself is actually the kind of value and quality that a man will appreciate the status it will bring to him, whether or not I'm a virgin. Because I've worked on myself to be a woman of quality and substance. I respect myself and I handle myself as such, okay? And that is the way that you're going to actually overcome all of these bad mistakes that you've made, because who you are right now actually will make a difference if you stick to it and if you mean it and if you've always been that way.
That's not no solid advice. Brittany Renner is asking, she's saying, I'm 30 right now, I have no husband. She probably didn't even understand the question. But Brittany Renner is saying, I'm 30 and I have no family. I want a husband and some more kids. What do I do? What's my best? I'm on the chessboard right now. What's the best next move for me? She's not really saying nothing. She's not giving no advice for real. Her advice is not really beneficial. That's not what she needs to hear. It's not the truth. You know what I'm saying?
There's always another story for everybody. It doesn't matter. You'll be fine.
Do you know what
just got somebody that's more emotionally mature.
Do you know what I would have said to you?
What are you about to say,
And
Andrew?
and what she just did at the end was take all accountability off of her. She just said, she didn't say, notice how what I said and what Pearlie said. We put accountability on Brittany. We said your consequences, you're dealing with your consequences right now. She just said at the end of her little rant right there, she just said, not rant, but her little, with a monologue, whatever you would call that. She said, and you have to find somebody that's emotionally mature to deal with that. She just took all accountability off her and put it on the next person that you should be man enough to come and deal with this. That's not any good advice. Do not take that advice, man.
I just got somebody that's more emotionally mature.
Do you know what I would have said to you?
What are you about to say, Andrew? Because you just started speaking.
I was going to say...
Andrew, she said.
Andrew.
All right, who was that over there talking like that?
Because you've been through a lot in your life. The
lady said, "What is Andrew about to say?" And some chick started. What?
I said, Andrew. I want to hear. Because you've been through a lot in your life. When she told me that you were going to be on and we were going to be on this panel together, I started watching a bunch of your videos, and it really was like, there's so much that you have been through, which is why you have a well of wisdom, right? And the difference between me and you is that you're glorified for it, and I am burned at the stake for everything that I've been through. And it's so funny because people have always said that we were two sides of the same coin, as far as like, well, if Andrew Tate gets banned, Brittany Renner should get banned, because we are all about accountability and fucking truth, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been through a lot, I've been through a lot. I'm seen as used goods, you're seen as a high value man.
Yep.
So if you're me, then what? What's next?
Yeah, it's really interesting, and it's interesting you make that observation, and you are correct. That's the difference between the masculine and the feminine.
I'm interested, man. I'm listening.
I guess the world's not fair, but that's the difference between the masculine and the feminine. Men are respected for going through things and surviving, and women are the complete opposite. They're shamed for going through things and surviving. If you look at women, love scars on men for a reason. He's gone through something. They're
war wounds.
Yeah, they're war. Men don't want a chick covered in scars. I'll say this right now, that a woman, the more trauma she goes through, the more masculine she naturally becomes. And if you were to give me my ideal woman, I would not want of wanted her to have a hard life and a bunch of trauma. I like the idea of her having a soft feminine life and being a soft person, and I can take care of her and protect her. Whereas as a man, to be a good man, you need to have been through a bunch of trauma, because if you haven't been through trauma as a man, you're a weakling. You have to have been through a bunch of shit. So the masculine and the feminine is a very interesting point there. As for, I don't know your history. I don't know the past, but we can just talk in generalizations in regards to
people like me, I guess, under the same umbrella. It doesn't have to be personal.
I don't know any of it, but we'll give generalizations. One of the main reasons that men are scared of a female with history is because it makes the man insecure, and scared dogs bite. So this is why men will snap or get angry quick, or they'll bring up if you get in an argument with him, he'll bring up your history, whatever. But a lot of it is insecurity, and it's not insecurity because the man is insecure. The female paradigm in society convinces men, any man who says anything, you're insecure. It's not insecure in that way. It's insecure in a very realistic, logical way. Like I was saying earlier, she's had a lot of life experience. let's be honest. Am I the richest guy she's ever had? No. Am I the most famous guy she's ever had? No. Am I the best looking guy she's ever had? No. Like, what's keeping her here? And then part of it comes down to, well, am I second place? If she could do better, would she do better? Like, there's a whole bunch of insecurity involved. And that's where tiny things, like I'm talking, I know it sounds like dumb shit, tiny things about the favorite car brand become more important than ever, right? It's your job as a woman, regardless of how much sexual...
Let that breathe right there. I know some people, I know some did not just digest what he just said right there. Let that breathe. Because he just broke down the foundation of, why they might argue about petty things right there. Run that back if you need to hear that again. That's game right there.
It's your job as a woman, regardless of how much sexual history
foundation
you have,
is everything.
With, etc. It's your job as a woman to
Where
make
it
your man
stems
feel
from.
secure in the fact and make him feel like a man, like Auntie was saying, make him feel like the man no matter what he does, so that he feels like you really, truly believe he's the best choice for you on the planet. That's your job to do. Now, if you've had a checkered past, that's perhaps more difficult. You need to be more tactful with it, more tactical about it. But you have to achieve the same result. You have to do the exact same thing, right? So, yeah, it's easy for me if I get a 21-year-old virgin from some village in Slovakia and I'm multi-millionaire Andrew Tate. Of course, it's a very easy. She's never had better. She'll never get better. She's never been anywhere. Boom, boom, easy one, right?
Nice.
But like you said, the world's not so idealistic. The reality is that people have had relationships, et cetera, et cetera. But a man is happiest in the relationship when he feels like man of the house and when he truly feels like you believe he's the best man that you could possibly ever get and have ever gotten. Because a man is jealous. I'll tell you something. I used to say this to girls as like a joke. And I used to
There's
say,
always truth in jest.
I used to say, no, but I say it's a joke. So you cheated on me before I met you. And she'd be like, what do you mean? I didn't even know you. It's like, yeah, you fucked that guy before I even knew you. You cheated on me. And they used to laugh or whatever. But that's how men think. That's the male mind. Like, I love you. And you've been fucked by who? But I didn't know you. I don't care if you knew me. You should have waited.
I might steal that. Appreciate that. Hey, Andrew Tate, I'm about to... Hey, look, that's the book. Go ahead and take that page. Rip that. Put that in. That's solid right there. That's solid.
What do you mean? By who?
You cheated on me before I knew you.
I didn't know you. I don't care if you knew me.
Need that
you
one.
should have waited. What do you mean? But that's the male mind. So
Feel me?
he is in competition with all of your exes and all of your lifestyle and all the things you've done permanently. And it's down to you as a woman to sit there and go, how do I make him secure in himself and secure in his masculinity and make him believe that investing in me is still worthwhile because I still truly value him, despite the fact that I could do X, Y, Z. I hope that gives some clarity, but that's the answer.
So how
Do you know what I would have said? I would have said, for anybody in that situation, come off social media and just raise your child. So the person who meets you's got nothing to... Like, I never knew you. I never knew who you were because I've never heard of you before. So when I spoke to you, by the way you're saying like what's on the internet, let me just say, you're a nicer person than what you sound like what you perceive to be. Mm-hmm. Like you were saying, that Pearl's got, there, she's a whore, and I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about you. And I was saying that if you didn't have nothing on social media about your checkered past, and you met somebody the same way how I met you and I conversed and I got to know you, is the same way that they would.
Yeah, and it is interesting, and it's also back to the masculine and feminine, right? Because I'm all over the internet, and supposedly I'm misogynist and I'm evil and all this crap, right? But if I meet a girl, even if she disagrees with me, in fact, I'll say this, I've never ever met a single female who's ever come up to me and disagreed with me. Every woman comes up to me and loves what I says. But let's imagine I met this imaginary girl, she was sitting with me. And if I were to have a 10-minute conversation with her, by the time I explained the level to which they tried to destroy me, how they tried to freeze all my bank accounts, raise illegal charges against me, put me in jail for things I didn't do, put a travel ban, take my passport, all this garbage. By the time I explain how hard they tried to hurt me and failed, she'll want me. Because she'll be like, you can't kill this guy. And that's going to be it. Like, you say a bunch of shit I don't like, but you know what? You're the man. So it's
like I said, I know Pearlie's just chilling. She don't
and
gotta
that's a
say
really good
nothing.
point about social media. Social media amplifies all of this shit. It amplifies all these problems. Everything we're discussing, everything we've discussed back to the beginning, from status to promiscuity to your past, it's all social media. Without social media, a lot of it goes away.
Wouldn't even know. That's what's kind of scary too. That's what's kind of scary too. So that's beneficial a little bit. Honestly, social media helped me today. Not even with just like women, right? But like men in general, because you can just look and tell a lot about people from if you just sit back and look. If you're on social media, for example, right? Say I see say I see a post come on Instagram and it's something that I might think is very personal in somebody else's life, right? I think about it, I see this post and I think to myself, why they putting this on here? Okay, take the layer away. They putting this on here for other people to see. Okay, take the layer away. So they putting this on here because they genuinely, they might get validation from what people say, like other people say. So that's why they putting it on here. Take the layer away. So now that shows me that this person might get their validation from outside themselves, and that just says a lot. Now I might not come to them for a certain question or just certain little thing. It just kind of tells me a lot about things. And even with social media, and I'll say, for example, with the females, right? This scary right here, man. Anytime you see somebody's social media page and every single picture that you might see is straight makeup and filter, both of them at the same time, that's scary right there. That's a red flag. That says a lot right there too.
Media and it's not. And I think that's why
especially filter and makeup, both of that combo at the same time.
It's all social media.
That's
Without
scary.
social media, a lot of it
That's
goes
scary
away.
right there.
And I think that's why me and my man last so long is that he doesn't do social
Filter
media.
with the
and
makeup?
there's nothing on there about me.
I feel like to
Scary.
answer your question too, because I have had people say that as a solution, and it's like, you can run, but you cannot hide from the truth. And I have shared why my voice has been so impactful and will continue to be impactful is because I have put myself out there and I have been punished for being honest. So it's like,
once again though, man, because the video I seen, like I always heard of Brittany Renner since I was in middle school. That's how long she been like very popular, since I was probably elementary school. I just was seeing her on Instagram. She went viral a couple times to my middle school like career, right? and then I finally, like about a couple of days ago, I was in the gym. I was listening to the video and I'm listening to the things that she's saying and admitting that she was calling herself all these things. I was like, damn, like outside of her like being a woman just in general, her honesty, I respect that. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that she's so blunt and truthful, respect it. Now some other things I definitely don't agree with. Like I seen a couple videos. She was, Brittany Renner Cole. I seen the picture. She went to a school somewhere and she was like, hide y'all sons or something. I was like, damn. She like
giving
that.
a platform,
She talking
giving
about
a
hide y'all
platform and a
sons.
voice for a reason.
I think she was at some type of game and she put the caption like hide y'all kids or something like that. I was like, damn, okay.
Even sitting down in this conversation
Shout out-
thinking there's not one
shout out
person I'm
Brittany
probably going to
Renner.
agree with and probably going to want to leave. I've been called here
Feel
for
me?
a reason. So it's like I can't go against what is in my heart and what I am coded to be. And that's why I feel like it's important for me to sit here and represent people who feel like me, because it's like I don't want to say I didn't choose. I don't even want to say that. I just feel like I don't see a lot of women under my umbrella who feel the way that I feel. I don't see opinions shared that would be worded the way that I feel. Nothing. I feel like a lot of my thoughts are very unique, and it's kind of scary because I have been through different things. I see the world in a different place, and when I even speak online, people think I'm fucking speaking Swahili.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I know exactly what you're saying, and you're making good points. And it's just, I think that regardless of whether, like, we're talking about different positions. I compare everything to chess. I know it's annoying. We're looking at different positions on the chessboard, but the rules are still the same, right?
Okay.
No matter how bad your position is or how good your position is, you're still trying to achieve the same objectives. And you want the man to get high status, and you want the man to feel secure in himself. And I think it's very difficult. I can only talk from the male perspective because I am a man. It is very difficult. If I were to meet a woman who I liked very much, but she had X whatever, past whatever. My concerns would be, how do I know that I'm still the number one? How do I know I'm most important in her life, especially if I don't measure up in certain key metrics? And two, the second thing that's most scary for men is we understand that men are constantly after what we have. Like, your inboxes are all full. Like, they may not be with guys you want to reply to, but guys are still trying to get it. That's the male life. The male life is people are trying to take everything from me. And that's very scary, and you have to make your man really believe like that's impossible. If a man truly believes that nobody can take you from him, he's going to love you in a different way. You can give me 2 carbon copies of the same chick, but one I think might cheat in the right circumstances, and one I know no matter what would never leave me. The love I'll feel for this one is a different planet to the love I feel for this one, even though they're the same person.
That was game.
Right? Because that's every man's biggest fear, is a woman cheating or leaving, because there's something visceral and something different about it. I know I talk things and I say men can do things and women can't and all this stuff, but like, if a woman cheats on a man, that hurts the man at a level that it doesn't hurt the woman if the man cheats on her. It's different. It's different biologically. It's different evolutionarily. Like that's
Man, it's crazy because before I even understood this concept, right, when I was young, I remember I was telling, like, I was in, I want to say elementary school, man, and I was telling these girls in my class, because we was talking about this conversation right here, and I was telling them, like, it's so much worse whenever a female cheat, bro, because I'm picturing, say this my lady, I'm picturing her, this gonna be a little descriptive, but I'm picturing her like opening her legs and saying, oh yeah, this other guy can like come and get inside of me. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just picturing that, and that makes you furious inside. Like that's a different type of anger. If somebody was able to come and like break your wall down, bro, your lady is like your lady being low to you is like having a Great Wall of China, bro. If another man can come and crack that code and get over this wall of China, it's a different type of furious. I see why a man would kill another guy over their girl, but I wouldn't do that though. Those for the emotionally unstable guys. For dude take my lady, on to the next one. It's abundance out here. It's literally more women in the world than it is men. No point to hurt no other guy over no chick that wanted to do what she was gonna do anyway. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, I think it's way more. But as far as like, I can see why a woman would get mad too. But I think it's a different type of anger. Like if a girl cheat on you, it kind of embarrassing too. Like if a guy tell people, "Oh yeah, my girl cheated on me," that just says a lot about him in a way. Like, damn, your lady cheated on you. Like, what you? But if a girl be like, oh yeah, he cheated, that's all. Yeah, it's typical. Like, yeah, he cheated. That's natural. He probably still like you. But if a girl cheat on you, she probably still don't like you like that. She not really rocking with you. It just says a lot.
It's what men used to fight and die over. You talk to my chick. You look
It's
at
like
my
you cut
chick.
his dick off.
Yeah, it's like you demasculinize him on every level. Like, and this is why you see these TikToks, right? You see these TikToks. Me and my man went on a break, got back together. He fucked 20 girls, and now he's crying because I went on a date. Yes, completely yes. Because the damage
He broke
level
that wall
is different.
down.
It's just a different thing. So you have to understand
Crack
the
that
paradigms. You have
code.
to understand to play the game, and that's how you make men happy. And I know very well how I like to believe that I would know very well how to make a woman happy. And I know, and whether I do that or not is a conscious decision. And that's where you get to a certain level of grandmastery where if I get a woman, I will literally decide out of 10, how happy do I want her? Does she deserve to be happy 10? Or should I keep her like crying half the time? That it's very conscious, and women don't think that way. But I'm saying if you're a cutting woman, you could be like that. You could be a bit more like, you know what? I want him
Look
to
at her
infatuate with
reaction.
me. This guy ain't worth
She
it.
laughing because she know the reactions that's about to come from this, and I've been looking at this lady in the middle right here. I don't know if she gonna come back on. Hold on, let me show you.
That guy I want. And then when you're gonna do that, just like the game of chess, if you play chess,
Go back.
this guy ain't worth the time. That guy I want. And then when you're gonna do that, just like the game of chess, if you play chess, it's not big moves that make you lose. It's small positional plays. It's that time you argued about your favorite car. It's the time you disagreed with him about the favorite band. It's the
Okay,
dumb
never mind.
shit
Now she's like
that
she's
adds up.
listening.
Whereas really,
Earlier, I was
truthfully,
gonna say this lady in the middle looked like she was kind of catching the attitude or something from what he was saying, but now it looked like she kind of agreeing with what he's saying. Okay.
with him about the favorite band. It's the dumb shit that adds up. Whereas really, truthfully, if you're truly smart about the game, you can get him to a point after a few months where he's like, she's my soulmate. She loves everything I love. We think the same. Our hearts are connected. Boom. And then you're safe. Just don't fuck it up from there. That's the game.
But I just feel like it's so contradicting to feel like what your overall message is, which is about truth. So it's like if my truth, like if it can be destroyed by the truth, it should be destroyed by the truth. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like why it's really mind-boggling to me because I feel like how could you even be mentally, emotionally, sexually stimulated by a woman who is just agreeable and it just doesn't have her own mind. I just don't see that.
That is exactly.
I wouldn't say that's a slave, man.
Wants.
I wouldn't say
don't
that's
want
a
you-
slave. Like, you see how one of them said that's a slave?
That is exactly.
Don't see that.
That is exactly. That is.
That lady just said that's a slave. I'm willing to bet she is single too. I'm willing to bet she's single.
Is exactly. That is exactly what every.
I'm willing to
man
bet money that lady is over there
We don't
single.
want you to be complete robots. We're not saying we can't have a joke with you. We can't say we can't have a laugh with you. We're not saying you can't have a personality. But when it comes to things like agreement, there
That's
is
a
not a
slave.
single man in the world who's going to say she's too agreeable.
Imagine that.
She just agrees with me on
Bro,
that.
imagine out here. This is how the audacity of that comment was. Imagine out here somebody say, a lady say, I don't know if I want to say woman, lady, female. I don't know. Like all three of those, they get all attacked online. You get attacked for saying female. You get attacked like, damn, you can't say female. But I've been saying female since like my cousin was saying female, and I was young. That was like middle school, bro. But imagine a female saying, "Oh yeah, I want a guy that if I'm too short, I want him to go and get this off the top container. I want him to push the cart for me whenever we at the store. I want him to open my door, or I want him to, do the things that." Like I want him to repair the door whenever it breaks. Imagine me saying, that's a slave. You want a slave. That's how that sound like.
There's not a single man in the world
You
who's
want
gonna
a
say she's
slave.
too agreeable. She just agrees with me on it. She agrees with me on all the important things in my life. She's too agreeable. I want someone else. Fuck no. You're completely and utterly wrong on that point.
Unless
It's a
he
huge
toxic.
point.
He probably
This
toxic
idea
if you
that-
want
I
opposite
understand
of
if you're
that.
a complete doormat and you set no standards, men might walk all over you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about agreeability and agreeableness as a whole. Men love the idea of an agreeable woman because it gives status and it makes the man feel like he's a teacher and it makes the man feel in charge and it satisfies his ego. And to you, they may be small, little, tiny points, but to him, they're a big deal. If I were to sit, I'm telling you right now, if I were to sit with one of my chicks or whatever, or my chick, and I'll just sit in the Lambo and say, Lambo's the best car of all of them. I prefer the Lambo. And she goes, I don't like that one. Da, da, da. I'm like, listen, I bought them all, and I fucking said this is the best one. Shut up. It would annoy me because that's my reality. I want her to become part of my reality. It's the thing. And you talk about truth. It's
You
interesting.
could tell she's soaking it up. She listening right now. She getting the game. All she need is she getting her XP points right here. All she need is the game. So now she can take this game, go back to the whiteboard, go back to the chess piece, and then make her next best move. I could tell she really soaking this up. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? This lady right here is going in one ear and out the other. You hear me? I'm telling you. This lady in the middle is not. You could tell she focused on something else. Look where her eyes at. She not even listening really. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to her. I don't know who that is, but I'm just judging off of what I see. I wouldn't be. Nah, I ain't gonna say that.
Because the truth of your heart and the truth of your soul is to be happy. That's truth. Truth is for you to end up happy. Now, if you have to sit there and agree on a especially on a subject you don't give a fuck about, right? If it's something you care about and you are very knowledgeable about, if it's ancient Roman history and you have a degree in ancient Rome, then fine, argue the
I
point.
could tell
But
she
if
not
it's
listening, bro.
cars or something you don't even give a shit about.
Make it easy.
Yeah, you're missing the chance to get points on the scoreboard, an easy free throw, and you're just fucking it up, going, no. Why? What?
Nah,
The
it's
truth
true.
is just play the game and win.
And
That's
Andrew,
the truth.
Andrew could be the best female dating.
Or just learn a couple of words like how many talks, horsepower.
Yeah, just play
throw
it.
some words in.
That's game right. Actually, no, do not learn that.
Like, how
What
much
do you
horsepower
respect,
has it
though?
got?
That's it.
Tate,
Don't learn horsepower. If you try to have him teach you what horsepower is and let him show you what that is. Don't already know what everything is. Don't already know how much horsepower is in this compared to this vehicle. The different engines. Don't know all of that. You know what I'm saying? If you do know, play dumb or something, man. But hey, that was very interesting. Let me know if we should watch more of this. Let me know in the comments if we should watch more. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment. More bangers coming every single day. Shout out to all three of them on this set right here. I'm gone. We out. Let's get it. Let's go.